But at Eyewitness News this morning, we are ready to get you going.
We're working this morning to find out more.
Ready with your first alert forecast.
We are going to remain in first alert weather day mode.
And ready with live first alert traffic updates.
91 northbound is closed.
So you're always ready for what's happening now and what's coming next.
Be morning ready with Nicole Nalepa, Scott Haney, and Caitlin Francis. Eyewitness News this morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
Channel 3, the only place to get a first alert days in advance.
Right now at 6, the big 3-on-3. Number 1, the wait continues in the Michelle Troconis trial in Stamford. We'll take you to the courtroom as jury deliberations continued in the high-profile case. Number 2, fighting back against wrong-way crashes in Connecticut.
That is a little frustrating when you know you have loved ones out on the road.
What officials are trying to do to curb this troubling trend. Number 3, more regulations for summer camps in our state.
I think it's a good thing. I think we need to really take a look at the municipal camps that are not licensed.
What state leaders are looking into and what parents are saying tonight. Now on Channel 3 and streaming on WFSB+. This is Eyewitness News at 6.
First up at 6 o'clock, watching and waiting. We remain on verdict watch in the high-profile Michelle Troconis trial. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Erin Connolly.
And I'm Mark Zinni. Today came and went, and still no verdict tonight, but the jury did have some questions earlier today. We have team coverage on the trial. Channel 3's Sam Smink is in Stamford tonight.
But we want to begin with New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland. He is joining us now live with a recap of the second full day of deliberations. Matt.
Well, Aaron and Mark, today the jurors sent its second note to the court. They had a couple of questions regarding the tampering with evidence charge and also about being an accessory to a crime.
Does the defendant need to have physically altered, destroyed, concealed, or removed an item or thing, i.e. physical contact?
Judge Kevin Randolph reading the note jurors sent out just before noon Thursday, seeking answers as to whether or not Michelle Troconis needed to have physically touched any of the evidence dumped by then-boyfriend Fotis Doulos into a number of Hartford trash cans back on the evening of May 24th, 2019, the day his wife Jennifer disappeared, with Assistant State's Attorney Sean McGinnis stating the law is clear when it comes to accessorial liability.
The jury need only find that she intentionally aided, solicited, importuned someone else in their effort to commit the crime of tampering with evidence. That's the law as I understand.
And when the jury of 3 men and 3 women entered the courtroom, Judge Randolph responded to their question.
The answer is accessorial liability does not require physical contact.
Outside of court, Michelle's attorney says deliberations are stressful, but with weeks of testimony and more than 200 pieces of evidence, there's a lot to consider.
If the jurors are systematically going through everything, it could take them several days just to get to the point where they're going to discuss the charges. So I could speculate, but so could anybody else. Because of that fact, this is not a usual case.
And jurors will be back here tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock to resume deliberations. We're live with the mobile newsroom outside Stamford Superior Court. Matt McFarland, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.
Okay, Matt, thank you. Our team coverage continues right now at 6. Chief Investigative Reporter Sam Smink talked with our legal expert, Walter Hussey, about the jurors' questions over the past few days.
And tonight she joins us live outside of Stamford Superior Court. Sam.
Jurors have asked 2 questions over 2 full days of deliberations. Today, they wanted more clarification on the tampering with evidence charge. Yesterday, they wanted to rewatch testimony from Michelle's friend. Our legal expert, Walter Hussey, says jurors most likely wanted to rehear specifics of that interview because they might have different recollections of what was originally said during the 27 days of testimony. Today, as you heard Matt say, jurors asked the judge to clarify Michelle's tampering with physical evidence charges. They wanted to know whether she needed to have physical contact with the evidence to be considered guilty. That specific count is tied to garbage bags full of evidence that Fotis Doulos dumped in Hartford the day Jennifer went missing. Troconis was in the passenger seat, and her DNA was found on one of those garbage bags.
The only thing I can infer from that is the fact that I believe on one of the black trash bags, there was some trace DNA, which they associated with Michelle. So the thought would be that she touched it. So maybe they're talking about that to try to firm up whether or not she was actually involved.
As you heard earlier, the judge said no, she did not have to have physical contact with the evidence to be charged with tampering. Sam Smink, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Now, of course, tomorrow is Friday. We'll all be waiting and watching for a verdict. Once we find out that the jury has reached a decision, we will be live on air right away and streaming to bring you that breaking news. Also right now at 6, some more breaking news we're following. This from Naugatuck tonight, where there has been an arrest after an attempted carjacking.
Channel 3's Stephanie Simone is at the First Alert Desk tonight with the latest information. Stephanie.
Aaron and Mark, Naugatuck police responded to a report carjacking at the Fulling Mills Deli on Prospect Street. Now, police say the suspect, 23-year-old Guy Guerry, attempted to steal a car with the owner inside that car. Unfortunately, a passerby intervened and the suspect ran away. After pursuit, Guerry was arrested by Naugatuck police. He is now facing numerous charges. Nobody was hurt during the incident. On the First Alert Desk, I'm Stephanie Simone, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Well, in the wake of last night's cold front, certainly a blustery Thursday across Connecticut. The winds at one point gusting between 40 and 50 miles an hour. The peak wind gust just over 50 miles an hour from Bridgeport at 56. Otherwise, Willimantic, Middletown, Groton, as well as New Haven and Winstead, gusts between 40 and 50. That wind direction out of the west-northwest has been sending colder air into the state. So as expected, temperatures today a little bit below average, peaking in the mid and upper 30s inland, near the 40-degree mark along the shoreline. And at one point, we had some lake-enhanced snow showers surviving the trip from the eastern Great Lakes all the way into southern New England. But those have since come to an end, and the lingering cloud cover that we have will continue to erode. Temperatures already going from the 30s into the 20s inland. Eventually, we'll get into the 20s along the 95 corridor, but it's already feeling like the 20s because the wind is still up. But that wind will be diminishing a bit as the evening progresses into the overnight hours. So that's all complements of high pressure building closer to southern New England. Tomorrow, as it's in control, we'll see plenty of sunshine, and we will end the week and kick off the month of March with temperatures back above average into the mid-40s inland, couple degrees cooler along the Connecticut coastline. We do have a first alert for some wet weather this weekend. We'll have the very latest timing on that, and temperatures that go into the 50s and perhaps even close to 60 in the First Alert 7-day.
Mark, thank you. Now, just a short time ago tonight, we found out one person died following a crash involving 2 tractor trailers on 84 eastbound this morning in Ashford. The accident happened right near the exit 72 entrance ramp. Now, that stretch of road was closed for a long time. It's open again tonight, but right now there's no word on what led up to this awful crash or the identities of those involved. Sadly, these things are more and more common. 50 people have been killed on Connecticut roads in just 2 months this year, and hundreds more arrested for DUI. Police made it clear today they do have a plan to curb this growing problem. State police want to add more patrols, traffic stops, and stronger enforcement on local roads. There's also new technology. We've been reporting about this for a long time now to stop wrong-way drivers, including new detectors with flashing lights when a driver is going the wrong way on an exit ramp.
I think we really need to start having some tough conversations.
Now, 30 of the new wrong-way detectors have already been installed. Officials with the state hope to reach 100 by the end of the year.
In Waterbury, a 17-year-old is behind bars right now, facing charges in connection to a murder that happened in December. Jaylon Coles has been charged in the murder of Jordan Robinson. He is being held on a $3.5 million bond. Robinson was found shot on Kenyon Street in December and died at the hospital. 2 others have already been charged in his death. In Middletown, we've learned 9 condo units have been destroyed in an overnight fire. Crews arrived to the scene on Burgundy Hill Lane early this morning and found the building engulfed in flames. You saw it there in that video. Firefighters were also battling the elements in some rain and winds. Officials say the wind can work against firefighters, but with the help of mutual aid and a quick response time, they were able to stay ahead of Mother Nature.
Whenever there's that kind of wind, it threatens the other buildings, right? Fire spread. But because we were able to get here quickly and we got all the support from our mutual aid partners, which we always do, we were able to stop that fire.
Thankfully, no one was injured. The cause of the fire is now under investigation. Well, take a look at this picture out of Ansonia. Police tell us 2 cars were involved in a crash this morning on Jewett Street. As you can see, one of the vehicles ended up crashing right into a house there. No one was hurt, thankfully. Police, though, are investigating.
Still ahead for you at 6, a high school mascot controversy. What school leaders in Killingly plan to do now to address the situation.
Plus, summer camp is a great experience for many kids, but not every camp is regulated, why lawmakers feel they should be.
And let's head outside right now from our iCam over stores on this Thursday night. Very nice out there right now. Quiet, pretty, but very, very cold. Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon has your first alert forecast next.
CBS Thursday has the good stuff all night long.
You're darn tootin' we do.
With the final season of Young Sheldon. Yes! The show we all believe in, Ghosts.
Are there ghosts in here right now?
The new season of So Help Me Todd.
Todd. I'll be right with you, ma'am.
And get ready to meet Elsbeth.
Are you with the police?
I think so.
It's an all-new Thursday night.
Mwah!
Tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Don't you wanna close your eyes and fall asleep?
Now, when you add more unlimited lines to your Cox mobile plan, you save more. You'll pay as low as $30 per line with no annual contracts. It's easy. Meet the mobile plan of your dreams. Running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. Add more unlimited lines and save with Cox Mobile.
I tried everything to remove fabric odors, but my clothes still smelled. Until I finally found Downy Rinse and Refresh. Unlike many other products, Downy Rinse and Refresh doesn't cover odors or leave residues. It helps remove them. It's safe on all fabrics and gentle on skin. Just add to your fabric softener tray. Downy Rinse and Refresh helps remove odors up to 3 times better than detergent alone, so fabrics look and smell clean. Try Downy Rinse and Refresh. Guaranteed or your money back. Find it in the fabric softener aisle or online.
Weekdays on Eyewitness News.
You're watching Eyewitness News at 6 with Aaron Connolly, Mark Zenny, and First Alert Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon. Connecticut's #1 local news. Eyewitness News continues.
School leaders in Killingly have now voted to form a committee to once again look at a controversial mascot for the town high school. The Killingly High School mascot now is the Redmen, which many believe is offensive to Native Americans. The continued use of the name has also cost the school tens of thousands of dollars a year. That's from a fund set up by tribes here in our state. The new committee will make any recommendations to the school board.
There is a new proposal to restrict sales of those very popular energy drinks to children here in our state. The current proposal would not allow those under 16 to buy energy drinks with at least 2 stimulants. Large amounts of caffeine can raise blood pressure and can also cause other serious health issues.
The combination of stimulants in energy drinks that can cause arrhythmia and cause heart problems, not only for children, but also adults. But we're really making sure that we want to require identification for 16 years and older so that parents have a better opportunity to know what their kids are ingesting and can keep them safe.
Now, we did reach out to Monster, which makes several different energy drinks, for their reaction to the proposal, and so far we have not heard back.
Many kids enjoy summer camp, but many camps here in Connecticut are not regulated. Tonight, why lawmakers feel they should be.
All right, snow deficits are pretty notable across Connecticut. Nearly 1.5 feet for Hartford, over 10 inches for Bridgeport, and they'll continue to grow. It's rain that's in our first alert forecast will impact part of the weekend. Also, temperatures that remain well above average. We'll have much more ahead when Eyewitness News at 6 continues.
Tonight on Channel 3, Thursday's all new, beginning with Young Sheldon, Ghost, and So Help Me Todd. Then it's the series premiere of Elsbeth. Plus, Eyewitness News at 11, sponsored by Connecticut Mattress. Sleep better, feel better with Connecticut Mattress.
Brace yourself for Express Kitchen's Cabinet Mania. Dive into our $5,000 cabinet value, score a dishwasher and a microwave. Bam! Feeling the heat? $7,500 gets you the trio. Upgrade to the $9,000 cabinet value and meet the Fantastic Four. Pow! Transform your kitchen with Express Kitchen, where every cabinet comes with a superhero punch. Express Kitchen's growing, growing, growing.
At Cloder Farms, there's still time to lock into 2023 pricing on all outdoor structures. Sheds, garages, pool houses, pergolas, pavilions, and more.
Come to Cloder Farms.
And Liberty Bank have been spreading kindness across Connecticut. Do you know someone who's going above and beyond? Nominate them now on WFSB.com and help us surprise even more local heroes.
The people at Yellow Home Services are really focused on the community. They've donated 15,000 pounds of food, and that includes almost 700 turkeys at Thanksgiving. To me, that's the sign of a really positive company.
Her music, her legend. Live on stage, The Cher Show.
March 5th through the 10th. Tickets at bushnell.org.
It is still officially winter, but this is the time of year when parents are signing their kids up for summer camp. There are hundreds of them here in our state.
But not all of them are regulated, and as Chief Political Reporter Susan Rafts tells us, some lawmakers feel they should be.
Whether it's swimming, archery, or climbing, these are all activities kids enjoy when they go to camp. But not all camps are licensed.
I think it's a good thing. I think we need to really take a look at the municipal camps that are not licensed.
Jane Bealfield is the president of the Connecticut Camping Association. She feels all camps should be regulated and supports lawmakers who are pushing for more oversight. There have been problems at a few Connecticut camps. A weight loss camp closed abruptly, which left parents scrambling to pick up their kids. And last summer, parents made several complaints about Camp Laurel in Lebanon. Parents said counselors were yelling at children, and a staff member was accused of taking home a child's medication.
Connecticut's got a long history of resident camps. Some have operated over 100 years that are well established, run by reputable organizations, but there's a lot of camps that are 1 week. They're a good idea somebody has, but they're not meeting the minimum health and safety standards.
Lawmakers want all camps to be licensed and have more inspections. The Office of Early Childhood does those inspections and hears from parents. One of the proposals would also allow Connecticut to know more about a camp's history. We can ask on the license application if they've had their license revoked in another state, so that if there's been a problem in another state, we'll know ahead of time and we don't need to issue them a license. Right now, this is just a proposal, and the intent is to make camp a better experience for all children. And they're hoping with more oversight, that will happen. In Hartford, Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
We're, of course, closing out the month of February today. It was drier and warmer than normal. On the precipitation front, we had measurable precip on 9 of the 29 days, so about a third of the time. And, of course, on the 13th is when we had Winter Storm Birch, so that's the liquid equivalent of the snow that we received. But looking back to the beginning of meteorological winter, that's December, January, and February, it's certainly the wettest on record. We've been adding to this total over the past couple of weeks, now up to 18.28 inches. That is rain and the liquid equivalent of anything frozen. With regard to temperature, the average for the 3-month period, 35 degrees, right on the dot there, making it the second warmest on record, and records for the Hartford area date back to 1905, 0.3 of a degree away from the warmest meteorological winter. Temperatures, after feeling a little chilly, running a little bit below average today, back above average as soon as tomorrow. And we've got rain that will impact part of the upcoming weekend. It won't be an entire washout, but you will need the rain gear specifically Saturday. We'll have more on that in just a moment. And temperatures remain mild even through the duration of next week. So we've got temperatures right now ranging from the mid-20s to low 30s inland and in the mid and upper 30s along the 95 corridor. Winds are coming down in intensity. Some good news there, up at around 5 to 15 miles an hour sustained. And while that wind is up, it's making those 30-degree temps feel like the 20s, and those 20s feel more like the teens. 18 is what it feels like now in Torrington, 15 Salisbury. Wind chill values between 25 and 30 along the shoreline. So certainly bundle up if you're heading out and about this evening. Our sky is clear. You can see our ICAM view here from Waterbury, 31 in the Brass City, a west wind at 13, and you can still see some light in the sky with our view from Mystic there in the southeastern corner of the state. So a tranquil night is going to be underway as the high pressure gets closer. At one point today, we had some scattered clouds, even some lake-enhanced snow shower activity reaching southern New England from off the eastern Great Lakes. That is all dried up. And again, the big blue H is going to be building in for tonight. That keeps our sky clear, and that allows our winds to diminish. We're tracking this area of low pressure in the western Gulf of Mexico. It scoots east and then eventually up the coast. It's that area of low pressure that will bring wet weather to Connecticut over the first half of this upcoming weekend. So overnight tonight, temperatures close to what is considered typical or average for late February, early March. We're looking at 20 to 25 inland, some teens across the hills of northwest Connecticut, mid-20s along the shoreline. And as first alert futurecast moves forward in time, the absence of gray indicating a clear sky. So lots of sunshine, again, with high pressure in control tomorrow as our wind becomes more southwesterly. Temperatures go back above average into the mid-40s inland, a couple degrees cooler along the 95 corridor, given the chilly waters of the Sound. So high pressure tomorrow, briefly in control as it exits, moving offshore, allowing this area of low pressure to move up the coast in our direction. So as we head tomorrow night into early Saturday, we'll see cloud cover increase and then showers turn into periods of rain by Saturday afternoon. So Saturday giving you the first alert to, again, needing a plan B or perhaps move outdoor plans from Saturday to Sunday, because Sunday promises to be at least drier compared to Saturday, also milder. With an onshore flow, Saturday temperatures will be held in the mid and upper 40s. Sunday we're back in the 50s. Some showers could linger early and then otherwise some partial clearing, but otherwise mostly cloudy. And that will be the general theme through next week. Mostly cloudy Monday as well as for Tuesday. Temperatures inland mid and upper 50s to start the week with an onshore component to the wind, a little bit cooler along the 95 corridor. Then a better chance for some wet weather as we head late Wednesday and even more so into Thursday of next week.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Now at 6 o'clock, state police have wrapped up a traffic initiative on Route 15. And the month-long initiative included more than 170 stops for violations from Meriden down to Greenwich.
Now, troopers also conducted 51 commercial vehicle inspections on Route 15. Commercial vehicles are prohibited from traveling on that roadway. In all, more than $7,900 in fines, almost $8,000 in fines handed out for various infractions. Our search for the best burger in Connecticut continues tonight. Your votes have helped us take our list down to the top 32.
And right now you can head to the WFSB app to help us narrow the list down to 16. You can also vote for your favorite national chain. The CBS Evening News is next.
And here's a look at what's coming up.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, a major cyber attack on one of the nation's largest insurers, United Healthcare. What we're learning about the widespread hack that's disrupting prescription drug orders for thousands of pharmacies and leaving patients in limbo. That and more headlines right here tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And then ahead on Eyewitness News at 7, a Connecticut couple being remembered after a deadly hit-and-run crash in Pennsylvania. What a close friend is telling us tonight.
Hey, I'm gonna take the sharp pencil. My voice cracks. I don't know what happened there. Freaking announcement.
Make no mistake, the best deals are at Richard Chevrolet's President's Day sale.
Leap Day. It's one extra day in February that means 5 fantastic days of savings at Pilgrim Furniture and Mattress City. A sale so big it can only happen once every 4 years. Start with 29% off store-wide, then take an extra 29% off. And leap over interest with no interest financing and no money down. Jump on this deal, a 2-piece sectional for just $797. Get our lowest prices in 4 years with extra discounts and incredible financing. The Leap Year Sale through Monday at Pilgrim. Locally owned, Connecticut grown.
Move your right foot. There you go.
This young girl's breakthrough
just being a kid was made possible by another breakthrough. The discovery of a game-changing drug that's delaying the onset of type 1 diabetes for years to come. That's the pioneering research of Yale School of Medicine delivered through Yale New Haven Health. Together, we're powering breakthroughs with the greatest of care.
Hey, I'm gonna take the sharp pencil. My voice cracks. I don't know what happened there. Freaking announcement.
Make no mistake, the best deals are at Richard Chevrolet's President's Day sale.
I'm Nora O'Donnell with the CBS Evening News.
4 days out.
We're talking about a coastal storm that looks more likely now.
We issued a first alert weather day, and when Winter Storm Birch hit, Channel 3 was with you all day long.
We have up the totals, being completely transparent with you.
Constant updates, team coverage.
Heavy, wet snow. People were swerving everywhere.
We're really working for you today.
And the state's only live first alert radar.
Snowfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour.
Because when dangerous weather hits, having a first alert is everything.
Our Wi-Fi works in every room, even the basement. Creepy down there, but true. Does this help? No, that actually makes it way worse. How about this? You're sick.
That's wall-to-wall Wi-Fi on the Xfinity 10G network. Get started with fast, reliable internet for $25 a month for 12 months. Plus, for a limited time, get a free indoor camera. Learn more at xfinity.com/free camera. Switch today.
Here's what you need to This spring is the perfect time to get away. Do it like this. With a great deal on your favorite Hyundai model. Do it like this. All backed by America's best warranty, plus 3 years or 36,000 miles of complimentary maintenance. Add more joy to your journey at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Get in and get away now before these deals are gone. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $229 a month or get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end $229.
Going town by town tonight, first in Colchester, where Harry's Place will be opening for the season, coming up on Friday at 11 a.m. A sure sign of spring. They've been around for more than 100 years and, of course, are known for their burgers.
Researchers in New Haven are getting a $3.4 million grant from the CDC to address health disparities. City leaders say the money will be used to improve health care for low-income and black and brown communities.
Let's talk snow, shall we?
What?
Because we're not going to see any anytime soon. Looking at the season, breaking it down by month, trace amounts November, December. January was above average thanks to Winter Storm Aspen, but last month, even with Winter Storm Birch, about 6 inches behind for the Hartford area. March average is 9.4 inches, but as we begin the month tomorrow, no snow. It's rain that will impact part of the upcoming weekend, especially on Saturday. Some showers could linger into early Sunday, then some partial clearing. And with temperatures running well above average in the 50s, perhaps close to 60 inland, and with more rain late Wednesday to Thursday of next week. Again, no snow in the foreseeable future.
Well, March is just getting here. Anything's possible, I guess.
That's true.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a great night. You had me for a second.